What if I told you GPT-4 just got outclassed? Gemini 2.5, DeepSeek left in the dust. Introducing Qwen 3, an open-source beast with 235 billion parameters, hybrid thinking, and benchmark-smashing power that's rewriting the rules of artificial intelligence. This isn't hype, it's raw performance. From complex reasoning to code generation, Qwen 3 doesn't just compete, it dominates. In this video, we're diving into how Qwen 3 crushed the biggest names in AI, and why nothing in this space will ever be the same again. Let's go. First, let's talk about the monster that is Qwen 3. At its core, Qwen 3 isn't just another massive model. It's a 235 billion parameter giant, but with a twist, only 22 billion active parameters at any given time. Thanks to a smart mixture of experts' MOE design, Qwen 3 activates just the parts it needs for any task, making it ultra efficient without sacrificing raw brainpower. But that's just the beginning. There's also a lightweight 30 billion parameter model, with just 3 billion active parameters built for local deployment. That means you can run a cutting-edge AI model, one that beats GPT-4 and Gemini 2.5 on benchmarks, right from your own hardware without needing a massive server farm. And it gets even better. Qwen 3 comes with 6 dense models ranging from 0.6 billion to 32 billion parameters, fully optimized for 32K and 128K context lengths. This flexibility means whether you're a solo developer or a major enterprise, Qwen 3 can scale to fit your needs. Performance? Unbelievable. In real-world testing, the flagship Qwen 3 absolutely outclassed DeepSeek R1, OpenAI's O3 models, Grok 3, and Gemini 2.5 Pro, not just in one category, but across coding, mathematics, and general reasoning. And remember, it's not just the size, it's the efficiency. Qwen 3 cuts inference and training costs by a massive margin while introducing hybrid thinking mode, a brilliant feature that lets you choose between step-by-step deep reasoning and instant quick answers, depending on your task and budget. This is not just another LLM update. This is a revolution in how powerful and accessible AI can be. And we're just getting started. Now, let's get into the real battlefield. The benchmarks, where Qwen 3 didn't just show up, it absolutely dominated. First, in coding tasks, Qwen 3 demonstrated sheer brilliance. It was able to design a fully functional modern note-taking app with sticky notes and drag-and-drop features, all from just a simple prompt. Most models can write basic code, sure, but Qwen 3 added interactive elements, handled real-time updates, and even adapted when the prompt was modified. That's advanced agentic reasoning, understanding tools, executing complex logic, and refining results on the fly. Next, in algorithmic programming, it built an entire Conway's game of life from scratch inside a terminal environment. This tested not just basic coding skills, but matrix manipulation, cellular automata logic, and state updates, areas where most AIs struggle to reason consistently. Qwen 3 passed effortlessly, showing a grasp of algorithmic thinking that even GPT-4 sometimes trips over. And it didn't stop there. When challenged with visual reasoning, it attempted to generate SVG code for a butterfly. Now here's where most models, including some big names, usually fail miserably. While Qwen 3 didn't perfectly capture the butterfly, it still managed to structure the basic body and antennas, hinting at an emerging capability in spatial understanding, a notoriously hard domain for text-based models. Then came the math tests, real-world problem solving. It tackled a relative motion math problem about 2 trains traveling toward each other from different cities, a classic high school level test that requires multi-step reasoning, set up equations for distance, calculate speeds and time differentials, solve for the meeting point. And guess what? Qwen 3 not only got the correct final answer, but also laid out a full step-by-step explanation, just like a top student showing work on a math exam. In comparison, many leading models often stumble by skipping critical steps or misapplying formulas under pressure. Next up, creative programming. We asked Qwen 3 to build a TV channel simulator in P5.js, complete with interactive number key channels, animation, and canvas masking. Here's where it really flexed its creative muscles. It generated multiple functional channels. It mapped number inputs correctly. It added basic animation effects. Now, was it perfect? Number. But when you realize that most LLMs, even giants like Gemini 2.5 Pro, often fail on creative generative coding tasks, it's clear Qwen 3 is pushing boundaries. And when tested on reading comprehension, it didn't just summarize a complex research article about climate modeling. It synthesized ideas across sections, understood cause-effect relationships, and integrated concepts to answer deep questions. That's graduate-level reasoning, a massive leap beyond just regurgitating paragraphs. Finally, we threw a logical puzzle at Qwen 3, where only one person tells the truth and the AI had to deduce who was guilty based on multiple conflicting statements. Logical deduction is where many LLMs collapse. It's easy to get confused when tracking conditional truths. But Qwen 3? It methodically broke down the statements, tested each scenario, and pinpointed the correct culprit, David, flawlessly. In comparison, Gemini 2.5 and even some builds of GPT-4 struggle with multipath logical puzzles under pressure. But Qwen 3 nailed it. What makes Qwen 3 truly game-changing isn't just its performance. It's the why behind that performance. This model is built on an architecture that feels like a glimpse into the future of AI. The secret weapon? Its use of a mixture of expert system, where only 10% of the model's total parameters are active at any given time. That sounds technical, but here's what it means. It's blazingly fast, shockingly efficient, and doesn't require the kind of massive computing power that GPT-4 or Gemini models do. You get massive output, with only a fraction of the usual compute. That makes Qwen 3 not just powerful, but practical. It's efficient enough to run on local hardware, yet advanced enough to outperform some of the most expensive models in the game. But it gets better. Qwen 3 isn't just fast, it's smart about how it thinks. One of its most innovative features is something called hybrid thinking mode. This allows the model to dynamically switch between two types of reasoning: fast, instant answers for simpler tasks, or deep, multi-step analytical thinking when the job demands it. Think of it like having an AI that can decide when to act like a calculator and when to act like a research professor, all based on the complexity of the task in front of it. That flexibility is a huge leap forward. Most models can either go deep or stay fast, not both. Qwen 3 manages to do both in real time. And unlike the closed models dominating today's landscape, Qwen 3 is entirely open source. It's released under Apache 2.0, giving anyone, yes, anyone, the ability to explore the full weights, fine-tune the model, and build on top of it without needing to pay for access or sign away intellectual property. You can download dense models ranging from 0.6 billion to 32 billion parameters and scale your implementation however you like. Whether you're building a lightweight chatbot for mobile or integrating a large-scale AI into enterprise infrastructure, Qwen 3 gives you options, actual usable options, not just demos locked behind paywalls. This model also stands out with its multilingual muscle. Trained on a jaw-dropping 36 trillion tokens, twice the training size of its predecessor, Qwen 3 supports 119 languages out of the box. That opens doors to a global wave of AI applications that aren't just stuck in English. Education, healthcare, communication, commerce. All of these can now benefit from an intelligent system that actually understands different languages and cultures. It's the first truly global LLM, and that alone would be a game changer. But for Qwen 3, it's just the baseline. What's more, it doesn't just sit back and generate text. This model acts. It performs complex tasks like writing code, simulating environments, executing tools, and even reasoning about next steps based on visual or functional feedback. In real-world benchmarks, it designed entire front-end apps with drag-and-drop features, simulated Conway's game of life in a terminal, interpreted logical puzzles with precision, and reasoned through scientific text to provide multi-layered analysis. That's not just language understanding, that's agentic behavior. It's the next level. AI that performs tasks like a digital teammate, not just a fancy autocomplete. And you're not locked into one fixed implementation. Qwen 3 is designed for scale. Want to run it on a laptop? You can. Want to fine-tune it in the cloud or on a private server? That works too. It offers consistent intelligence across versions, from 3B to 235B, so no matter what your computing environment looks like, you can get reliable, powerful results. You're not dependent on one company's infrastructure. You're not trapped behind proprietary APIs. You're in control. But perhaps the most powerful shift Qwen 3 introduces isn't technical, it's cultural. By releasing such a strong open model, it forces a reckoning. For too long, AI development has been centralized in the hands of a few corporations with closed models, limited transparency, and pay-to-play access. Qwen 3 proves that you don't need to be a trillion-dollar company to build world-class AI. It's a statement that innovation doesn't have to be exclusive, and that the next wave of breakthroughs might come from you, from anywhere, from everyone. So yes, Qwen 3 beats the top models on math, coding, reasoning, and more. But more importantly, it shows us a future where power is distributed, intelligence is flexible, and progress is open to all, and there's no going back. With Qwen 3 smashing the benchmarks, crushing closed models, and opening the gates for a global AI revolution, one thing is crystal clear: the future isn't owned by a few anymore. It's open, it's fast, it's everywhere. Whether you're building apps, running a business, dreaming up the next breakthrough, or just exploring what's possible, Qwen 3 puts world-class AI into your hands. This isn't just about beating GPT-4, Gemini 2.5, or DeepSeek. It's about proving that innovation thrives when it's open, when it's free, and when it's powered by everyone, not just a handful of tech giants. If you're ready to be part of this new era, there's never been a better time to dive in. Test it, build with it, shape what comes next. Because one thing's for sure, AI will never be the same again. And neither will we. If you found this video valuable, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and join our community of innovators, builders, and dreamers. Follow the newsletter, hop into our Discord, and stay locked in, because this is just the beginning. Stay curious, stay creative, and I'll see you in the future.